I said that one was 63 centimeters, but as you can see, it's a sort of a funny shape one. It's quite wide but narrow, so we'll try this other one now. That's big, well, you can see by my hand, but I'll try and I'll put this around here. Hi everyone, just making a quickish video here. I had said a few weeks ago I had two large Swedes. The other one I had pulled out, the large Tweed. Well, these two here are marrying. I've pulled them out for a couple of neighbours and they're quite large. Mainly though, I pulled them out because one's got 3 kids, obviously then the mum and dad, so that's fine. The other one's got the mum, the dad, the oldest lad and his wife live there, and then there's another 3 kids, so you take like 7 people. So I just thought I'd do a video and measure these, see what they came to and possibly weigh them. So without further ado, tape measure. It's going to be very, very hard. I think I'll have to take the phone off this stand to actually show you the size of them. I'll put that around that one. This one's wide, but it's quite narrow. Oh, that's in centimeters, isn't it? Well, I'll do it in centimeters. So it's 63 centimeters. So I'll actually take this off here to show you. You know, it's actually 63 centimeters, and I'll show you the other one, which is going to be quite hard to hold the camera. Bear with us 2 seconds, please. That one was 63 centimeters, but as you can see, it's a sort of a funny shape one. It's quite wide but narrow, so we'll try this other one now. That's big, well, you can see by my hand, but I'll try and I'll put this around here. And it's just under 66 centimeters. So 66 centimeters, if I turn it over, it's 25 3/4 inches. And that one was 63 centimeters, which is 24 3/4 inches. So that one's smaller than the Tweed I done a few weeks ago, and that one is slightly bigger. So now I'm going to try and weigh them. I'm going to find this really difficult, purely because I can't sort of hold the camera and do the scales, but I'll try. I'll just put a carrier bag on. So that's zeroed there with the carrier bag on. So I'll put the skinny one on first. It's quite awkward with one hand, purely because the awkwardness of the size. Okay, you can see it's in there, and the weight on that, £9, 7 ounces. So I'll take this one back out. And just to prove there's no cheating, there's nothing actually in the bag. So now I'll zero the scales again. These are fishing scales, so they're very, very accurate. So as you can see, there is still nothing in that bag. I'm going to try and put this one in. Might be a bit more easy to manoeuvre because it's got the little top on. 2 seconds. There. Right. That in the bag. And the weight on that one is £10, 6 ounces. That's a quite good weight. So I'll pause this video here. I want to make myself a drink and then I'll come back to you. Right, I'm back again. Some people may know I'd done my single seed potato challenge reveal on Friday, and I took the potatoes home on Saturday, and I had them yesterday with me dinner Sunday. Absolutely beautiful them potatoes. So I will be wrapping a couple up and put them in the fridge till next year. But I'm also going to plant some in tubs now and just see what happens by Christmas. So if you're bored and you want to watch, you can just watch us do me mix and put the tatties in. Didn't like to normally wear gloves, but I've had a cut on my hand for a few days, so you'll never be too sure with allotments what's in the soil, you know. So I'll just tip this root into that bucket, break it up. I'm going to hoist some 6X pellets in. Bit of super phosphate. Bit of nitro chalk. Bit of potato feed. And last but not least, bit of bloodfish and bone, just to keep it going. So get this a little mix. I like these Oakland tubs, they're good. What I like to do when I'm planting potatoes, I like to put them opposite the handles so I know where they actually are. So put that one in there, that one in there. Actually, I'll just see if I can tip the lot. That's much better. And obviously, because I don't know what the potatoes are, I'm just going to write on the tub Steve, the top's come off the pen, Digwell, Spuds. Then the day's date, I think it's the 31st, is it? Right, so that's one done. That's it, I'm only doing the 2 tubs. And that has a little potato on the top, which isn't going in there. Right, back to what we do again. 6x. Potato feed. Still a little bit left. Thank God me bread bin where I keep my seeds and stuff. Nitro chalk. Still a fair bit of that left. And superphosphate. Speaking of superphosphate, and Jason from the allotment of the dead, he likes to use the superphosphate as well, and some bloodfish and bone. Some people might say you're putting far too much in. Hey, well, you know, if it works for you, don't change it. That's what I keep saying. You know, I get a lot of people saying, well, why are you doing that? I do it this way and I get whatever it is, you know, but if it's working for me, you know, I'm certainly not going to change it, and neither should anyone else, because at the end of the day, it's all a learning curve for everyone. You know, you pick up information from one person, you use that information to the best of your ability, and if you find that that works for you, oops, wrong way, I nearly didn't put it by the handles there. If you find that that works for you, then that's great. But at the same time, you may find it doesn't work for you. So you've still got to be open to different things. But my philosophy is, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Right, and once again, Steve Digwell. What did I say it was? The 31st of the 8th, 24. It is the 31st today, isn't it? Monday. Well, it's either the 31st or the 1st of September, either way. I'll put these through into what I call the tomato room, which has got no tomatoes now. Actually, I haven't got much space at all. I think I can make a bit more space. We'll move that, move that, move that one, that one. I'll get that in there, that one in there, maybe like that. Get this one in here. I might just get that one in we'll have to see. I need that one changed around so I can see the name on it. So I see Steve did well. Yeah, and the same. Oh, with this one. Tell you what it is. That's a very, very tight fit. See if we can move that one further along. And make it just a little bit of space. I don't need about an inch of space. This might have done it for me actually. Yeah. So there's some of Steve's put to one side, hopefully in time for Christmas. Along with the Morris pears I've got through there. So we'll try and tidy up. Oh, while I'm making a video, I need to say thank you, but I also need to apologise to Ali and Trisha from the Right Pear Plot. They sent me some seeds. I think it's about 2 weeks ago now. Alice's Dream Tomato, and I totally forgot to make a video or to even say thank you in any video. So Ali and Trisha, thank you so much. It's much appreciated. There you go. I knew I'd remember eventually, but it's much appreciated, so thank you very much. Then I will add a little bit more to this video very, very shortly. I just want to sit down and have a drink. I've had a cup of drinking chocolate. I just fancy a drink of water now. It was cold when I came here because it's been raining. So with it being cold, I thought, oh, okay, put the fire on. It's not hurting nothing. Well, wouldn't you know it? It is red hot in here. So, a cup of water a day, I think. So I'll pause this video here and I'll get back to you very shortly. You all right, everyone? Well, I'm back again. This is the day after that first part where I made a right mess. I said I thought the date was the 31st of August or the 1st of September. Yesterday was the 2nd of September. Today is the 3rd of September. I'm just adding to it just for something to talk about, to be totally honest with you. While I'm talking to you, I'm going to change the chain on this chainsaw. So anyhow, I'll start by taking the battery out, removing the chain guard, and getting my glasses because I cannot see. A little piece of kitchen roll to clean my glasses. A lot of you make me saying, oh, Jimmy, how bad your eyesight if you cannot see a chainsaw? I didn't mean the actual chainsaw itself. I meant the chain, the fittings. It doesn't take a few minutes to change the chain on this. I was cutting some logs yesterday. I know it's taking far too long to cut. Now, this is the second chain I've had it on it since I bought it. The first chain, I cut through nails. Obviously, knackered the chain. So I bought another chain. At the same time I bought this, so I had a spare chain with me, and I changed the chain. And Terry King commented, "Why didn't you sharpen your chain?" To which I said, I would. But things happen and you forget to do things, and the chain I took off, I didn't sharpen. So I'm left with this one. Yeah? And it's not so good. Not so good at all. So I'm going to change it for another chain. I will sharpen that chain up though. I will. So if I can remember, turn on its side, and you loosen that. It's been a canny while since I've done it, you know. No, that's a tension, sorry. Loosen that. The big one, you loosen it. So that comes up like that. Oh, look, all the crud in there. Let's get a little brush to try and clean this out. Yes, it's a screwdriver. Before somebody says you said you're getting a brush. That's a brush. And down on the floor and be swept up at a later date. I just want to take all the thing out. I'm not going to try and get it perfectly clean. But that's that. The bar just comes off like that. Then the chain comes off it. That's that. So now I'll use a bit of kitchen roll to clean there, just to get the thick off, that's all. I'm all caught up on the videos I had missed out. Terry's, Ali and Trisha's, Eric and Rachel's, Jason's, Nick the Gardener, Duncan. I'm caught up on everybody's videos now. This is a DeWalt 12-inch chainsaw. And the chain, I can't remember. It'll be on the box, I would imagine. It just says chainsaw chain. Didn't tell you the size. It's a 12-inch chain. I can't remember anyhow. But I put this chain on. You've got to remember to make sure you put it on the right way, obviously. I'm looking, there's the guard shows you which way around it goes. So that is on, I think, the right way. No, it's not. Hold on. That's got to be facing that way. That's it. I had it back to front. Silly Jimmy. That gun's on that way. So your pointy bit comes back towards the actual handle. You just fit these into the slots, and that's tight. That for some reason, that's better. Parts of the links were quite tight. And then there's a slot and there's two locating dowels go on there. Your chain will fit over onto there, and it locates on there. This is the awkward bit, trying to fit this on and keep the blade right at the same time. So I'll try. I think last time I had it on the other edge. So you just tighten that down. That locks it in place. And you've got this, which adjusts the tension. So if you can see, the tension on that is quite loose. So you just turn that. That's tightening it. But obviously you don't want it too tight. So that's it. And put the battery back in. Take the chain brake off. Push the button in. And that's it. Obviously, once you're not using it, push the chain brake back on. Even with the battery in, you can push the button, nothing's going to happen. Take the chain brake off, do exactly the same. Yeah, so always put your chain brake on when you're not using it, and put the scabbard back on to protect your chain. So that's one chainsaw job out of the way. But I have got another chainsaw job to do. My petrol one. It's developed an oil leak, and I have absolutely no idea where it's coming from. You know, obviously, when you start a petrol chainsaw, when you cut wood, it does flick oil out. This, the oil pours out, so I don't know if it's the oil pump or if there's a crack somewhere. So until I can suss it, I have actually thought of another use for it. Some people might think, oh, this is a good idea. Some people might think, oh, that's terrible, you shouldn't be doing that. But because the chainsaw still starts and it revs as normal, yeah, I could put it together in a will cut wood. You know, just as good as what it was 2 years ago. The only difference being it'll spill the oil out a lot quicker. So what I think I'll do, I'll keep the blade, the bar and everything off. And I'll attach a hose pipe to it, to the exhaust port. Anywhere I see any rat holes, I'm just going to start it, put the hose in that pipe and just rev it and just let the chainsaw run for like, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. And it'll either gas the rats or it'll make the rats scurry and hopefully they don't come back. And I'll just keep repeating that on holes every couple of days just so that they won't get too settled if they do decide to come back. Because the bottom gardens, which are derelict, I have been for a few years now, and the cemetery reclaimed the land. What they've done was the council went in and they've started clearing bits of it at the bottom. Well, obviously, the rats need somewhere to live. So they're vacating that area and they're coming into all the gardens. So I just want to make sure, or try to make sure that mine's not one of the gardens. You know, I'm not one of these people who go around putting poison here, there and everywhere.
You know, hedgehogs could come in, eat them. I quite like hedgehogs, you know. Birds, sometimes we'll have cats. And luckily enough, touch wood, the cats have never made a mess or anything or dug anything up in my garden. So I wouldn't wish any harm on them. I just tend to think putting the hose pipe into the holes, starting the chainsaw and gas them. You know, you're only affecting the rats. You're not affecting any other living animal. So I think that's what I will do with that. I wanted to say something and I've totally forgot what it was. That's it. Jason from Allotment of the Dead is going to send me some, I'll probably say this wrong, Polish beans. Could be independence beans or something. I've actually got it wrote down. So if you bear with me a second, I'll actually have a look at the name and I'll tell you properly. I was right. Polish independence beans. Apparently, they grow like a dwarf bean. From what I can gather, they're a white bean and they have like a red dot on them, but the dot resembles an eagle, which is the Polish symbol. So I'll say thank you very much for that, Jason. Also, along with them, I've got some Pongo beans off Teddy King, which I totally forgot to grow. So I'll be growing them alongside the Polish independence beans next season. So thank you to Teddy for those beans, and thank you to Jason once again for the Polish beans. There was something else. Yeah, it's terrible when you have memory problems because people just think, oh, yeah, making excuses. But genuinely, when you've got memory problems, my problems are, if I'm speaking to someone, I'll forget a word that I want to use. Or if someone interrupts, you know, even just for like 2 or 3 seconds, my mind goes blank and I forgot what I'm talking about. So it's like, oh, what was I saying? You know, sometimes I find myself when people are talking to us, none of it's sinking in, and you could ask me a question and I wouldn't have a clue. So I do genuinely have memory problems. I don't have problems as in thinking back months or years or anything like that. It's sort of immediate. You know, you'll find in quite a lot of my videos, even if you do watch the videos from my old plot. In fact, sorry, you can't, because they're not on this channel. They were on my business channel. And I made them private because I decided to keep that channel just for me business and business only. But even if you go on my business channel, you'll find I'm talking about something and I'll lose track. And it is terrible because sometimes people think you're being pig ignorant. And that's one thing I'm not. I'm not ignorant by any means. It's just genuine. So when I say to you, there's something that I want to say, but I've forgotten. I have genuinely forgotten. I'm not just making excuses up or looking for something to say. I was meant to go down to see him on Saturday to watch the Northeast Giant Veg Show. It's run by Dean Hood. I was going to go down, meet Eric and Rachel. And I did phone Rachel. No, sorry, I didn't. I texted her. And she replied, because I texted her asking what time they were going. She texted back saying that they have already been, just waving to my friend, they've already been and left. They thought I wasn't going, which is fair enough. So I cracked on with graphs. I was going to finish early to go down and meet them. But Rachel met a hero, Dean Hood. And many of you will know Dean from Dean's Roster Plot. If you didn't know Dean, if you don't know Dean, I'll try and talk posh. Jump over to Dean's channel, have a look, give him a like and subscribe. If you want to know about like giant veg, he's actually just building a shed, and it's going to be better than my back kitchen. It's timber and double glazed frames. Something the council around here have stopped with using. No UPVC whatsoever. But you look at Dean's, it's a lovely job. Him and his mates made of it. He's got I'm not sure if it's a multi-fuel burner or just a log burner that Dean's got. Nobody's seen it. He's kept it under cover. Sly pants. But he's made the hearth. He's put a backing in, put a little shelf where he can put his cup on and things like that. He's also put lino down and carpet tiles to the entrance where you first come in the door. He's changed the lock where for the main door you had to break the lock off, which that was good because I watched the video that Dean done on that and I didn't know you could break the locks. As long as you can get on the inside of the door, you can take the handle off and you can break the lock, the barrel. So cheers Dean with that. Forgot what I was saying. Aye, Rachel and Eric, they met Dean. And I was on, or I should say I was watching Dean's video, not last night, but the night before. And he was showing the Northeast Giant Veg show. And who can you see walking up? Eric and Rachel. Hey, there you gone. I thought one of my pals was gone, Dave Shaw. And I had messaged Dave. Unfortunately, he had to work that day. So hopefully I'll catch up with Dave at the Beamish show. I will be catching up with Rachel and Eric at Beamish. Also, I'll catch up with Dean and Leslie and the family at Beamish. They had a good turnout. The Northeast Potluck Society had a good turnout, but a lad who hasn't grown for a while or shown for a while on the giant veg scene, I can't remember the lad's name now, Chris, brought this kohlrabi in. It was huge. It's a new UK record anyway. But you look at some of them, you know, in the ugly fly, you know, like I've grew some ugly veg before, more so swede and carrots. But some of them are ugly and some of them are really nice. But Rachel got to meet Dean and she thoroughly enjoyed it. Whether she's going to try and grow any giant veg next year, I don't know. Me personally, I'm going to have a go and try to grow giant onions. No. The onion I grew the other day for War Site competition was £3.8 or £3.10, I can't remember now. But I knew Adams in the middle alley was bigger than mine. I knew Ian next door dwarfed mine. So I didn't even bother taking mine up. Ian's was £4, £4 14 ounces. You know, now this is only Ian's first year where having an allotment, so I think he's done really well to get the garden the way he wants it. And some of the stuff he's grew, like his tomatoes grew in abundance, and as a beginner's look, I don't know, but his onion, fabulous. He's got another one there, which might have two actually. One of them is a perfect onion shape, and I think he's going to let that go to seed. But then he's got a bigger onion, which has got to be in the £4 bracket, easy. And I think he's letting that one go to seed. So I'll get a couple of seeds off him, of both. And I've actually got giant seeds, which I've got no thoughts of growing anywhere near the size of Peter Glazebrook's at, I think Peter's was £16 in weight. Can you imagine the size of that? £16. I think my biggest Swede, what we adjusted it was only £10, and that was huge. So, but I'll have a go with the giant onions next year. Claire, you know, at the farmyard garden, I watched a video this morning on an absolutely fantastic place, man. You know, and she's got an abundance of stuff. And Claire, if you're watching this, I really, really am sorry to hear about your horse. You know, it must be soul destroying. So my thoughts are with you for that. Ali and Trisha, pair of greedy sods. They made some homemade tomato soup and they never sent us any. Naughty, naughty, naughty. No, I'll bet it did taste lovely though. So I think Tracy and Carl may not be going to Beamish, and I don't think Jamie is, unless Jamie's going on a different day with his family, which makes no difference to me. You know, there'll be plenty of people I know there showing. There's a couple of people off our site will be there. Even me pal Harry, the secretary, he's showing stuff. So, you know, even if Eric and Rachel stayed for an hour or 2 hours. What else? I'm trying to think there's out else. Can't really think of note. Duncan, Coastal Gardens. It's in West Wales. Is it West Wales? No, North Wales. Sorry, North Wales. Apologies. He done a part reveal the other day. When I first seen what he was revealing in his little mushroom tray, I thought, oh, never, because they're just little diddly things, you know. But he had 6 tubs, and he's emptied 3 of them with his little helper, Bobby, little laddie. He had some really, really big tatties, but he's still got another 3 to go. So I know for a fact he beats us. I'm surmising Nick whops the arse up us. So does Robert Meakin. And probably Steve. I'll tell you what, I wish Steve would tell us the name of them potatoes. Like, had them again last night. They're absolutely fabulous. So I've put some away, wrapped them up last night, put them in the fridge, but obviously I've got them ones through there. I'm hoping that they'll grow. And I've cleaned a couple of onions off. I see a couple of 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. 11 and 1 red one. That's left. There's still some onions there, but I'm not going to take home more than what I'm going to manage with, you know. I'm going to go home very, very shortly, see to Bryn, and I may have some running about to do with my brother, he's got this car, Peugeot 307 diesel. It's a 55 plate, but he's owned it from brand new, so he's owned it 19 years, and it's done something like 53,000 miles. He came to mine yesterday. He says, the car's making a right noise. So I went out and he started it and went, I said, turned off a minute. So I thought it's coming on the bottom end. So I jacked the car up, got underneath. I said, start the car. He started, I heard this noise twice. I said, I turned up. I said, your bottom end's gone. He says, well, what can I do? I went, put another engine in. I'll get your bottom end rebuilt, because he loves the car. And I says, look, I'll put some oil, I'll check your oil, and I'll top it up. Well, check the oil, bone dry. You know, and I says to him, look, I'm sick of telling you, check your oil regular. Anyhow, I stuck just over 4.5 litres in. And it made the noise for about 2 or 3 minutes. Then it stopped. He went, there you are, it's fixed. I says, it's not like, I says, you're going to have problems with it. So he went. I heard nothing from him. I thought, it's unusual for an engine to keep going like that, like. So I rang him this morning. I says, how are you? He went, annoyed, angry. I said, what's the matter? He says, well, I done me roundabout yesterday. The Metro Centre, Washington, Wickham. He says, and the car started making that noise. And he says to us, it started throwing smoke at the back of the exhaust. I says, all right. He says, but I still went up to Tim Hortons, which is about 4.5 miles away. He says, and I had a burger and that there. He says, then I come back. He says, I was about 2 minutes from home. He says, there was clouds of smoke behind us, and that noise was getting louder. He says, but I thought, I'm going to go through to Wall's End. What a knacker. Who would think of doing that? You would automatically think, there's something the matter. I'm right beside home. I'm going to park the car. No, not me brother. He decides to go through the Tyne Tunnel. If anybody knows the Tyne Tunnel, you know what it's like. And he breaks down in the Tyne Tunnel. So he said a guy helped him. I'm surmising it's one of the guys that work on the tunnel. They pushed the car out of the tunnel. He got 100 quid fine for it. He phoned some recovery company to take it to him. 183 quid. I says, well, that's an expensive evening, were you? I says, why the hell didn't you just take the car straight to him? Soon as you start seeing the smoke and the noise getting louder. Common sense. He says, because sometimes the noise was there, he says, and then sometimes it would stop for a couple of seconds. I went a couple of seconds. I said, like, 1, 2, 3, clack. 1, 2, 3, clack. Does that not give it away there's something drastically wrong? So he says, the recovery lad has told us it's me turbo. I went, it's not your turbo. I says, your turbo sits on the top. I says, your noise is coming from underneath. I says, it's coming from like the sump. I says, so big end, bearings, shells, something like that. And he goes on holiday, I think, in a fortnight's time. So he's humming and hawing. Do I buy another car? I'll scrap this, but do I buy another car before I go away on holiday, or do I wait till I come back? Yada, yada, yada. I says, well, if you want to run a boot to look for a car, I says, I'll run you the boot. I says, or you can take my car. And what happens if something goes wrong? I went, well, if something goes wrong, something goes wrong. Then I went, why didn't you phone us when the car broke down? Why don't you push it outside the Tyne Tunnel? He says, why? I says, well, I could have drove through. You could have took my home. You could have took my car back to your house. I would have phoned Green Flag. I remember. They would have came. They would have recovered me back to your house. It wouldn't have cost me out. I says, and then I would have went home. I says, you would have saved 183 quid. Well, I didn't know. I didn't think of that, this, that, and the other. Anyhow, he's all topsy-turvy. So I'm going to go home and I've got a little Suzuki Swift. It's only a 58 plate. I've pretty much rebuilt it now. It's had new front end, subframing, power steering rack, wishbones, track rod ends, back subframe, shock arms, wheel bends, everything. I says to him, well, do you want to borrow that? I said, it's on the drive. I says, you let it change the insurance policy over. I says, because it isn't insured, because it's in the drive. No. I says, why? I'm not driving, because he's a big lad. He says, I'm not driving something like that. I said, well, it's better than walking around. It's better than having to queue for buses or metros. And he says, I'll think about it. Well, to me, it's a no-brainer. If somebody's up on you the use of a car, and it's only 1.3. It's fantastic on petrol. It can get me to Cardiff. Well, 70 quid out of the petrol got me to Cardiff, running about for a week, back up here, and running about for about 4 or 5 days for graft while my other Insignia was up the road. So it's 350 odd mile to Cardiff. So 350 odd mile back there, 700. Plus me running about in Cardiff for a week and running about backwards and forwards with different jobs. So you're talking well over 1,000 mile for 70 quid. I say, take the car. But he's humming and hawing. So I'm going to go home, say to Bryn, I'll have something to eat. I'll phone my brother again, see if he wants to borrow the car. Take the rest of me potatoes home. And me onions, obviously. And that'll be it, I think. Is there anything else? No. Well, I've had a couple more new subscribers, so to those people, thank you so much. To the people that watch any of my videos, thank you very much. It's much appreciated. All I would like to say really is have a great week, everyone. And happy growing. It's coming towards the end of the season for me. So I'll be getting short of a lot of stuff and getting my beds ready for winter. I don't think I'm going to grow anything outside over winter. So that'll be it. So, as I say, have a great week, everyone. Thank you for watching. Thank you, anybody that comments. Much appreciated. Bye for now. Bye. I'm just adding this in. See what I mean about my memory? Before, when I was telling you about Eric and Rachel, and I had phoned, and they had left the Northeast Giant Veg Show. They were down the allotment. If you watch the latest videos, you'll see the IBC tank, the water pouring out, etc., etc. Apparently, Rachel was going to or could blame me because that's Lauren from here. Because when I was texting her and she was replying, that's when it happened with the water. So I'm blaming Eric. I just wanted to add that into this video. So, cheers.